Hello everyone, welcome. It's Juliet here and I am back with another video. I've been on a roll recently. I feel like I've made a lot. Anyway, this will probably be the last video that I make before next Saturday when the Battle of the Beadsmith pieces are due, because I still have 50 to 60 hours worth of stitching to finish mine. So that's all I will be doing for the next week. Anyway, so today we are going to make this fun earring that is designed using the materials from the Polychrome Glow Beads collection Lite from Eureka Crystal Beads. I'm not sure if they still have it in stock, but I will put a link for it down below. And if you click onto the collection, you can actually see all the materials that are in the collection, and you can also just order individual items out of the collection. So, you know, if you see something that catches your eye, you can purchase that. Okay, so like a lot of my projects recently, this very stunning earring uses actually quite a few different types of beads in it. So, and what I did here at the top, I wanted to put a little space between the earring itself and the top. So I just added a little series of Jumprings, and I'm using these really cool rainbow plated findings that we got in the collection, which I think work really well with it. It does use a trillion stone, which I will also put a link for. Well, that will be linked, you know, in the collection as well. Isn't that a gorgeous stone? I just love the colors in it. It's so pretty. So I wanted to do something that was a little bit modern looking, you know, it's a little different, a little kind of spacey, whatever. This reminds me of some kind of outer space thing. You know, if they wore jewelry in space, this is what they would wear. Okay, so also I wanted to mention, you could make this be a pendant and like put it on the bottom of this cool thing, and then, you know, put a chain or something up above, or maybe even if you could somehow attach it that way on and then have like a choker, that could look really cool. Actually, that would look really cool just as a brooch, you know, if you could somehow attach a pin back on. But anyway, I just wanted to show you it actually goes really well with this cool finding that we got. I've still got to figure out what to do with this because I love it so much. It's so cool. Anyway. Okay, so I'll quickly run through the materials for you. So we have here a trillion cut stone, and I think it's 12 millimeters. I will check the description for all of the exact sizing, okay, and colors and so forth, okay. Here we have some Chinese rondelles, and they are 2 millimeters by 3 millimeters. Here I have some Miyuki drops, and they are DP 455, okay, Miyuki drops. Here I have some 6 millimeter Firepolish beads. You only need 4 per earring. That's all I had left, so I put them out. You're gonna need some 11OC beads. I am using Toho rounds, and these are the metallic iris purple, okay. I really love this color. It's so pretty. You'll need Jumprings and an earring finding. These are Toho treasures, and actually I probably need a few more. So these are Toho treasures 344 FM, frosted charcoal lined crystal, and they are for the back. So the back is also pretty. It is covered with a peyote triangle, so that's the back. Okay, and I'm just gonna put out a few more. I don't want to run short in the middle. Okay, then we also have here some mini gem duos. mini gem duos, and they are 6x4mm, and this color is Jet Full Sliperit. Okay, please, please, please check your holes. When I was designing, got around to where I wanted to go into the second hole and I had done so much, and then I discovered, oh, one of my holes was blocked, so I had to start over again. So please, 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 like, check them before you start. Okay, just it's worth saving yourself from crying at a later stage. All right, I think I need 6, so you only need 6. And then also here we have, I believe these are 3mm Firepolish beads, and this is such a cool finish, guys. I really think these are so cool. They kind of remind me of, like, I don't know, like little bits of rock. Aren't they neat? These are etched Sliperit, I believe, and they're just really funky because they're kind of, some of them are like kind of crystal gray color, some of them are kind of matted, some of them look metallic, some of them, like, they all look really different from each other, and I just really love that finish. It's just really neat. And then I have some 6mm Bugle beads here, and these are Miyuki 6mm Bugle 2 401 FR. Okay, you'll need some pliers if you're for your jump ring, and you'll need a beading needle size 10, and you will need some beading thread, and I am using today KO. You may have noticed the last bunch of videos I've done, I used to be a Fireline person, but more and more I am enjoying using nylon thread, and also it's a lot cheaper. So try it if you are I think, so when I'm teaching children, I teach an after-school beading class every week. When I'm teaching my kids, I start them off on Fireline, but I let them try nylon just to see, like, you know, what they prefer. They always prefer the Fireline to start with because it helps get your attention, kind of, because when you turn a corner on Fireline, the corner kind of stays, right? But once you're an experienced beader, I think that actually KO is kind of better. Simply because it does have a tiny bit of stretch to it, so you can kind of pull things a little tighter. And I don't know, I like it. It's the only thing I don't like about it is you can't really back out of beads. You have to unthread your needle and then pull out if you make a mistake. But otherwise, it's kind of become my preferred thread. So anyway, use what you like. Okay, so get about 3 feet of thread, and that's about a yard, or I don't know, 90 centimeters, I think, something like that. Maybe it's 85. Okay, leave yourself a tail, and we're going to start by making a peyote triangle. So go ahead and pick up 3 of your round seed beads, 11 rounds. Push them down, sew through them all again, and form yourself a little triangle. Sew through the first one more time, and that'll pull it into a triangle. Okay. Okay, so once you have a little triangle like that, I'm gonna hold mine in this direction so I can work this way. Okay. So we're going to, that's the center of our peyote triangle. You're going to pick up 2 of your treasures, which are the same as delicas, by the way, if you're wondering what they are. They're cylinder beads. They're the Toho equivalent of Miyuki delicas, okay? Again, you're going to pick up 2, and you're going to go straight into the next bead. And try and get the 2 to sit kind of evenly if you can. It's tricky because we have the the rounds kind of throw things off a little bit. Okay, and then pick up 2 more and go into the first bead that he went through plus the first Toho treasure. Okay, so the first seed bead and the first Toho treasure. So we should now have the start of a triangle like this, and keep your tail on the bottom at this point, okay, so that it doesn't get stuck inside your work. Okay, so you should be coming out from one of the corner treasures. Okay, you're going to pick up 2 more treasures, go through the next treasure and pull. So it's going to sit like this. All right, then you're going to pick up 1 individual treasure. You're going to go into the next one at the corner, the next corner over. Okay, so these are the 2 that we put on first, and then there's the one we just added, and now I'm coming out the corner here. So because I'm coming out of a corner, I have to add 2 beads. Okay, so 2, and you go straight down into the other bead. Sorry. Okay, so those are the 2 beads I just added, and when I pull them, they are going to sit at the corner like this. Okay, then you're going to pick up 1 bead for the middle next to where your 11-0 is. Okay, go into the next corner bead, and then hit this corner. You're going to pick up 2 treasures, go into the next bead, and just take time to kind of straighten them out so that they sit next to each other like so. Okay, they should kind of sit next to each other like this. And then you have 1 more on the side here to go where this is. Okay, you're going to go through the next bead and then step up to the corner. Okay, so you're going through 2 beads. All right, so we now have a slightly larger triangle. Okay, we're going to do 1 more round like this. So pick up 2 at the corner, go straight into the other corner bead. Okay, here we're going to pick up 1 and 1. Okay, so you have to add 2 on the side. Last time we only added 1 on the side. This time we have to add 2 on the side. So 1 and 1. And then at the next corner, you're going to pick up 2 as per normal. Okay, and go straight into the very next bead. Then you're going to pick up 1, go into the next bead, and 1, go into the next bead. Remember how we added our 2 singletons on the other side? All right, so that's our second side. Then we have to pick up 2 for the corner. And then we have to add 2 more singles. So 1, and 2. And then here you have to go into the second bead down to finish this round, and then step up through the end bead. So you've got to go up 2 beads to step up. Okay? Okay, and because we have our little 11-0s, our slightly larger ones, your triangle should kind of cup a little bit naturally, which is great because it fits the back of our stone more comfortably. Okay, I'm just going to flip this over to make sure I'm not going wrong here. Okay, so for our next round, we're just going to add one 11/0 round at the corner. Okay, so just come out from the first bead, go straight down into the next bead. You're going to go ahead and add 3 single beads. So 1, 1, 1, okay? So that's 1, that's 2, and 3. When you come out the corner, you're going to add 1 round and go straight down into the next bead. And then again 3, add another 11/0, and then we will have to step up in a second, okay? So I'll come back once I have done that. Okay, so when you get to where you're adding your last treasure on, go through the last treasure before the 11/0 and then step into the 11/0 on the end. Okay, now you're going to pick up one of your gem mini gem duos, and pay attention to the top and the bottom. So the bottom is more flat and the top is more domed. Okay, and also pay attention, you want to go through the hole that's gonna place it like this. So just, you know, make sure you're picking it up so that it's gonna sit like that. So you're gonna pick up a gem duo, mini gem duo, plus a Toho treasure, and you're going to go into the, not the first one, but the sticking out one right here, okay? So like this, and then you're going to add 2 two treasures. So 1 and 2, and then you're going to pick up a treasure, a mini gem duo, and you're going to sew into the end bead like this. And then you're going to reverse that. So you're going to pick up a mini gem duo and a treasure, and you're going to go into the next treasure. 2 more individual treasures. So 1 and 2. And then a treasure and a mini gem duo into the 11/0 at the end. And then a gem duo and a treasure. You're going to add 2 individual treasures. Then you're going to pick up a treasure and your last mini gem duo, and you're going to go into the 11/0 plus the gem duo that's already up there, okay? All right, so it should now look like this. You're going to pass forward through the first treasure after the gem duo that's already here, okay? you're going to pick up one treasure, then you're going to pick up one 11 round, and then one treasure, and you're going to go through the treasure and the mini gem duo, through the 11 round that's at the top in between, okay? Just be careful your thread doesn't get looped around these, okay? And then you're going to go through the gem duo and the next treasure. And then you're going to repeat for the other two sides. So you're going to add treasure, round, treasure, and then pass through all 5 beads, treasure, round, treasure, and pass through, okay? Okay, and when you're adding your last treasure on, go ahead, go through that treasure before the gem duo and go through the gem duo, the first one, okay? So you should now have this, and you're coming out from one of the gem duos, okay? You're going to go ahead and pick up one of your drops, and you're going to sew straight into the next gem duo. And this drop is just going to sit kind of up on top of the gem duos like this, okay? And then you are going to pick up a rondelle, and you're going to pass into the first treasure that is right here, okay? You're going to pick up a bugle, a round, and a bugle, and you're going to sew into, you're going to skip over the round, and you're going to sew into the next treasure over right here, like this. And just be careful here that you don't like accidentally cut your thread with the bugles or anything. Just kind of be gentle, okay? And try and get it to sit as balanced as you can at this point. So take a moment to kind of settle it into position, okay? Then you're going to pick up a rondelle. You're going to go into your gem duo. You're going to pick up a drop, and you're going to go through the next gem duo. Pick up another rondelle, go into the treasure, the first treasure, pick up a bugle, a seed bead, and a bugle. So bugle, seed, bugle, go into the last treasure here. And again, take a second to kind of settle that into position. Okay. Pick up a rondelle, go through the gem duo, pick up a drop, go through the next gem duo, pick up a rondelle, go through the first treasure and pick up a bugle, an 11 round, and a bugle. Okay, and then go into the last treasure on that side that's sticking out. Balance your bugles. And then you're going to pick up one more rondelle and go through the gem duo and into the drop. Okay, so it should look like this, and it might kind of be waving and kind of flipping around a little bit. You know, mine's not laying flat right now. Okay, so that's okay, don't worry. Okay, so you're coming out from the drop. You're going to go straight into the next rondelle and then into the treasure. Okay, so skip over the gem duo, go straight into the rondelle and the treasure. And that should help pull the rondelle forward. Okay, then you're going to pick up, hang on, I gotta check. Okay, you're gonna just pick up one of your Firepolish beads, okay? You're gonna go straight into that 11-0 that's down below, underneath your two bugles, okay? Okay, so like this, you're gonna pick up another Firepolish, and you're gonna go through the rondelle. And again, just be careful that your thread is not getting left behind. Okay, go straight from the rondelle through the drop. So don't go into the gem duo, okay? Just go straight from the rondelle to the drop. Straight from the drop to the next rondelle and the treasure. Sorry, no, not the treasure, just the rondelle. And then pick up gem duo, go into the 11-0 that's down below underneath the bugles. Pick up another Firepolish bead, go into the rondelle. Go straight into the drop. And one more time, go into the rondelle. Pick up a Firepolish, go into the 11-0. Pick up another Firepolish bead, go into the rondelle and into the drop. Okay. And go into the next rondelle, give it all a squeeze, and go through that very first Firepolish bead. Go through the 11-0, pull it all nice and tight, and then come out from the second Firepolish bead. Okay, So you should have this kind of triangle thing, okay? All right, we're gonna pop in our stone. And it's not gonna like stay in right now, so you're just gonna have to hold it in place for a second, but you can kind of push it down so that it's sitting nicely in your I mean, it kind of wants to stay in, but not really. Okay, so we're coming out from the second fire polish bead on one of the sides, okay? We're gonna pick up one bugle and we're gonna go down both the fire polish beads. So you don't need to go down into that 11-0, just go through the 2 fire polish on the next side, and this is going to sit across the top like this, okay, and pull quite tight. Again, you're going to pick up another bugle and you're going into the 2 fire polish on the next side. Just go straight from one into the next one. Okay, and you're still going to have to hold your stone in at this point until we get that third one on. Okay, so go ahead and pick up the third bugle and go into those 2 fire polish beads on the next side and pull. Okay, so your stone is kind of held in, but you're going to need to reinforce by sewing around all of that again and just kind of really, I would go around at least one more time, maybe 2, until it feels pretty tight, okay? And really pull on each side to kind of pull inwards. Okay, so mine is now feeling pretty good. So I'm gonna not go around again, but so once you've kind of got it in where it feels pretty solid, okay, you're going to pass down through the first fire polish bead and through that 11-0 that's down here. And actually, you can go ahead, flip over to the back at this point, just for this next step, because it's a little bit easier to see what you're doing. Okay, so go ahead and work your way through the next one treasure. Yeah, just go through the next treasure. So just one. All right, so you could come out from the 11-0 and then you're going to pass through that first treasure right here, okay? And then go ahead and sew up into the nearest bugle and flip over back to the front again, okay? So here's the fun part. You're going to pick up a fire polish bead, sorry, a 3mm and then a 6mm. Go ahead, enter into the next gem duo, the outer corner, okay? So like this. Pick up another fire polish bead, a 3mm, go through the next gem duo. Pick up a 6mm and a 3mm and go through the seed bead at the corner right here. Okay. Pick up 3mm, 6mm through the next gem duo. Another 3mm into the next gem duo. A 6mm and then a 3mm into the next corner. Okay, so you should now have two sides on like this. You're going to pick up one bugle and one seed bead, go into the next gem duo, pick up 3 seed beads, go into the next gem duo, like this, pick up another seed bead and a bugle and go into the next seed bead, okay, like this. And then what you're going to want to do is go around again until you come down to the bottom. So we're just kind of reinforcing here. So go through all of those outside edge beads. And when you come out from the first 3mm at the bottom here, you're going to pick up a drop, and then you're going to go into the next 3mm and continue around. Okay, so we're just adding one extra drop there at that corner. Okay, and then again, just reinforce around the outside edge, and then you can tie off your thread, and then we can attach our earring findings. Okay, so just go through all the beads. I'm probably going to pass around all of them one more time and tie off, so I'll come back when I've done that. Okay, so I managed to get that all tied off. There's the back. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach 2 jump rings in this little gap right up here. I like to, anywhere there's beading, I like to attach 2 jump rings if I can, so that even if for some reason the thread slips through one of them, you know, you're not going to lose your piece, because there are 2. I mean, the chances of it falling through 2 holes at the same time is very slim. Okay, and if for some reason you can't fit 2 into a finding, what I do is I will attach a jump ring to like an extra jump ring. So I would attach it onto this bit, put it through this jump ring, and then just attach it onto the earring then, or whatever it is, you know. So you kind of have like a safety jump ring, I guess, that's more attached onto the jump ring that's there, so that if the thread does slip through, it's all kind of still attached. I don't know if I made any sense there. Actually, I can show you in a second on the bracelet that I made last week, because one side I couldn't get 2 in. Okay, so once you've got 2 jump rings on there, go ahead and put your 3rd jump ring through those 2, and then you can just add on your earring finding and close up that 3rd jump ring. And that'll give you a really nice top that kind of looks nicer than, you know, just having it like right here. It just looks a little stumpy. It needs to look like it's a little bit nicer, you know. So anyway, there you go. There are my earrings. I don't know what to name them, but I will figure it out before I publish this video. But So there they are, and I think they came out really great. I love these. The color of these trillion cut stones is lovely. It's the vitriol, light vitriol, and it's such a pretty color. I've always loved that color. Don't know why that one's sticking out and this one's shrunk up. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's better. So anyway, if you make these, I'd love to see them. I think you could make them, you could really play with colors on these and, you know, raid your fire polish stash for your 3mm and 6mm and go crazy. And I know we all have a billion bugle beads and we don't know what to do with them. So here you go. Okay, guys, I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.